Hello everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've stopped by my YouTube channel. Today we're going to work on a couple of alternatives for the April 2025 Paper Pumpkin Kit. It was called Inked Occasions, and these are just such really pretty cards that were in here. So I'm still trying to get caught up, so we're gonna do two different cards tonight. And so this was a kit from April, and so let's go ahead and get started. So this right here was a card base that came in the kit. It had, you know, a backside to it, and I cut it in half so I could get two cards, at least two cards out of this same card base. So I've got this, which was the front, and I've got a piece of Bubble Bath, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And this is going to be a really simple card, so we're going to let's just use our bone folder on this. So I've got this piece that's going to go on the inside. This is a piece of white that's 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to use that here in a minute. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this onto our card base. Let's see. Let me find my seal here. Here we go. So we'll just get this put on our card base very quickly here. I'm going to lay this out flat. Sometimes when I like to lay it out flat so I can tell better where to center it at. But this one is just going to cover the whole card base. Because of this nice gold outline here, I didn't want to trim this down any, so I just left it the full size of how it was. Okay, so we've got that. Now, I'm going to take this set here, this heart-shaped set. This was something that you could earn for free back in January and February during Celebration this year. And I like this little heart right here. It's a die that cuts out this heart. So I took this and I cut it out of gold foil. And I'm just going to put that here in the middle of our card. And then I'm going to take the add-on dies for this quarter, were these Hugs of Bloom dies. And I'm going to take the die in here that says Hugs, and I cut that out of gold as well. And we're going to put that down here. And then we're going to stamp something on the inside of our card. So what should we put in there? Let me think about that for a second. So we'll go ahead and get this down. I'm going to use my fine tip glue here in order to get this all down here. So I'm just going to put some glue dots on this. Just kind of get these different leaves on here. Don't need too much, just little dots here and there. And with this particular glue, I like it because it has the nice fine point on it, but it doesn't get tacky immediately like the Tombow glue does. So you kind of just have to put it down and hold it until it takes its hold through the paper. So it's not tacky right away, it takes it a bit. So I'm just going to hold this down. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now we'll do the hugs. I've had a lot of fun with this kit because it's just so pretty. And I just kept coming up with more and more and more alternatives. And I put a third of the kit away because I want to use it to make a scrapbook page, a layout. So I tucked away some of it that we'll be using later on when I get done with these cards. Okay, so there's our hugs. Looks like it's all stuck down there. Let's see. So what can we use as a sentiment for the inside? So I'm going to take this. Let's see if I can just pull something that's on my desk right here. Oh, here's a good one. So in the, let's see. Let me get this out here. In the sketched butterflies, there's one that says, "You brighten up so many of my days." I like that one. So this is good because this is one that, let's see, is it in here? Have I used this one? Yes. Oh no, that's the birthday one. Hang on, let me find it. It's in here. I think it's one I haven't used yet. So let's see, this goes in here. Sometimes when you don't put things back where they belong. All right, maybe, where is it? I have a pile of, here it is. I have a pile of stamps that I get out and I don't get put back away. And I just leave them up here until I find them, and I eventually run across where they belong. So we're going to use this one, and let me get a block here. And I think we'll use, what color should we use? Let's use, I like to use Pool Party. Let's see, where's Pool Party at? Maybe I don't have Pool Party out on my desk. I thought I did. But maybe not. It looks like I have everything, but let's see. Let me get the Pool Party ink. Let's see. I know I've got some. Okay, I found it. I had put it away. All right, so I think I want to use Pool Party in here, so we're going to stamp this. Now, with these red rubber stamps, you have to be careful, you know, kind of tap lightly, because if you don't, you'll end up with ink around these outside edges of this stamp. And then you end up messing up your cards. So when you go to do these, you just want to go straight down. Try pushing without rocking your block, because rocking your block is what ends up, oh, that's kind of crooked. Let's try that again. One more time. Let me straighten this up here. Trying not to get my head in the way. Let's see, let's try this. That's better. Okay. Good thing there are two sides to every piece of cardstock. All right, let me put the ink away, and then we'll go ahead and get this on the inside of our card. Just center this in there. Straight as we can. There we go. All right. And that was pretty simple. Very cute, but very simple. So that's good. Now, the next one we're going to do, we're going to start with a card base that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is Peach Pie. And we're going to give this a good crease. Of course, then I've got my inside piece that's 4 by 5 1/4. And for the outside of this, I took another one of these card bases. So this was one that had the gold lines in it. And of course, this was, you know, doubled, so I cut it in half, and I trimmed this down to 5 by 4 1/4. And we're going to put this on the outside. I'll lay this out flat. Get that centered on the front. Not quite. Let's see. Move it just over a little bit. Okay, so there's that. Now, I took the Hugs of Bloom dies again, and I cut these little flowers out of this flower die right here, and I also cut some of these leaves. And I just cut the little flower in all these different colors. So I've got a gold one, Berry Burst, Highland Heather, Bubble Bath, and Pool Party. And we're just going to kind of put these on here. It doesn't really matter what order you put them in, just whatever looks good. I do want the gold one in the middle. And I'm just going to try to, kind of center these down here. Let's see, something maybe like that. And then we'll put our little white leaves here, there in the middle. And then I used one of the, these are the sentiment strips that came in the kit. And this one says congratulations, and I'm going to stamp on this. I'm going to stamp on this one our congratulations. So let me get my block back out here. So, okay, so here's the congratulations. And we'll kind of line this up. And I think for this one I'm going to stamp in Berry Burst. So we're going to use our Berry Burst ink. And we're going to just, let me turn that over. This just goes right here onto our little strip. See if I can get this on here without missing. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. All right, so let me close the ink pad and we'll get to gluing some of this stuff down here. So I'm going to use my fine tip glue again for these little flowers. I'm just going to put a dot in the middle of each one. And you could arrange these on here any way that you wanted. There's just no right or wrong to it. It's your card, and you can do whatever you like. Okay, so we got our little flowers down. And let's get our little leaves put down here. I'm just going to tuck those right up under there. And then I'm going to take our sentiment and I'm going to pop it up on dimensionals to give it some height to it so it kind of stands up above the card. So let's see if we can get a couple of these on here. I'm going to take and cut some of these side strips here. Just use some of these on these places where I don't think a whole one will fit. So we'll just put that like there. And that looks like that ought to be pretty good. So we'll peel the backs off of these. we'll get this put on. I'm just gonna center this kind of like right here. Let's see. There we go. I'll put that right there. And then I think we'll just put this in here. And I think I'm going to leave it blank so that you could just handwrite a note in if that's what, you know, you wanted. You could write your own sentiment in then. Sometimes when it's congratulations, you want to tailor it to whatever the event is. So I think we'll just leave this blank for today. We'll put that in there. And there we have our second card. Again, simple, easy, and very pretty. So here are the two cards that we made tonight. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will leave a link in the description below if you're interested in signing up to get a paper pumpkin kit so you can play along every month. That would be great. I would love to have you as a customer. And one of these days I'll get caught up so we can all be working on the same month together. So stay tuned. I've got a few more of the alternate cards to go, and then we'll use the last of the kit for a scrapbook layout. So that's all I've got for tonight. So you all have a crafty evening, and I will see you next time. Bye.